His new offensive-minded coach and Ben Johnson, last year's #1 overall pick, looks to get back on track after a down first season, but it hasn't been smooth since the new offense. Here's Ben Johnson on his team's sloppy play in the preseason finale.
Offensively, first two possessions was really sloppy football that has plagued us in and out of camp so far, and unfortunately that's what we got here tonight. If the first quarter was really any indication, it's not good enough. So we got to get better in a hurry. Good news is, we'll be able to look at this tape and coach it up with our guys, and I think it's out of our system, hopefully, for us going into the regular season. But yeah, we got to make sure that we start faster on offense and on defense.
Let's lock in on Caleb Williams here. What's on the line for him this season?
If Caleb Williams doesn't play well, he's going to get the Anthony Richardson treatment.
Really?
Next year, they're going to bring someone in to compete with Caleb Williams for the starting job. When I listen to Ben Johnson doesn't sound like a patient man. Ben Johnson sounds like a man who understands offense, who understands what good offense looks like, and who understands quarterback play. Everybody's going to give Caleb Williams the mulligan that I felt he deserved for last year under Matt Eberflus. But if you look at some of these plays here on the screen, Caleb Williams knows he can't deliver this ball. Take the check down, take the swing route, give him an opportunity to play. This is good. This is good, Caleb Williams here. And now we're going to watch. He's going to hit this sail route, right? We're going to see a China here. The corner is going to stay tight to the coverage. And now we have a cover too high safety. That cover too high safety is going to let Caleb Williams know if we get a corner that dives down right now, we can go over the top to the corner route. That's a good play. That's Caleb Williams executing. That's Caleb Williams having the ability to see the field because he's starting from the shotgun. We saw some other things from Caleb Williams that weren't good, playing under center, the fumble on the jet sweep, him not getting the football out of his hands, taking a sack when he had an easy throw. So for Caleb, it's going to be a situation where if he doesn't play well, if Ben Johnson doesn't feel comfortable with his progression, they're going to bring in the veteran. They're going to bring in someone who can play under center, who can run play action pass, who can execute the run game to the pass game and make things look similar the way we saw Jared Goff next year. And if he doesn't win that competition, it's going to be Caleb Williams having to go somewhere else to ply his trade, which I believe he could be successful doing because he's competitive, he's extremely intelligent, and he's also very talented.
S.A.?
RC's not wrong, of course. I mean, I get where he's coming from. It's just that I have a hard time stomaching putting Caleb Williams in the same sentence as Anthony Richardson in any way. I just don't see it. I mean, I just think that last year, this brother was on suicide watch, being sacked 68 times, about 16 times more than anybody else in the National Football League. Now, certainly some of that he was culpable for because you're holding on the ball for a little bit too long, and we get that, and that's something that he's going to have to clean up. And you're right about Ben Johnson. He's not going to be very patient. This is a man that really, really established himself, especially over the last 2 years in Detroit as his offensive coordinator and his play calling. And their offense was pretty damn elite, and he know what he was brought there to do. It can't be one of those situations where patience is the order of the day. They believe they've got a team that can at very least can compete right now. And they brought in a coach that they obviously believed in, that everybody universally recognized was the right man for the job for that particular position in Chicago. And so I look at it from that standpoint, and I expect a significant upgrade for Caleb Williams. You're not wrong, because if that upgrade doesn't show itself to be the case, they're going to blame him more so than they're going to blame Ben Johnson. That's
absolutely.
For sure. You're going to get a veteran up, you're going to get a veteran up in there, and you're going to go from there. But I believe in this kid, and I believe whereas Anthony Richardson left a lot on the table, Caleb Williams, I think, is far more advanced than Anthony Richardson is in my estimation.
Yeah, that statement is accurate. Are you the future or not? They'll know. They'll know after this season, like, yeah, we got a chance with this guy, or uh-oh. So, couple things. Number one, and I'm not putting these guys in the same conversation, but they just signed the backup quarterback for 2 years for $10 million with the chance that the contract could go to $16 million. They don't think he stinks. Okay? Just they don't think he stinks. I'm not putting them in no job jeopardy, but are you going to be the future or not? This offense that Ben Johnson runs, which is like that Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay world, okay? Jared Goff, the first season that Ben Johnson took over as the play caller in Detroit, 4,400 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks, 99 passer rating. Tua Tagovailoa, his first year with Mike McDaniel, very similar scheme. His first year under Mike McDaniel, 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks, a 105 passer rating. Jordan Love, his first year under Matt LaFleur, very similar scheme in 2023, 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, a 96 passer rating. Kevin Stefanski's first year with Baker Mayfield, 27 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So the expectation is that Caleb Williams is going to eclipse 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards, and have a passer rating somewhere north of the high 90s. And if he doesn't get there, there will be questions in the building if he is the future.
What about the fact that last season he was sacked 68 times, 16 more than any other quarterback? How does that play into the equation?
One, a lot of those are on the quarterback. And then two, the offensive line was poor play. The number one thing Caleb has to do is play faster, is to not play hero ball, is to not hold on to the football. Part of his job in development this year is make the offensive line look better instead of making the offensive line look worse. It's a big burden. It's an unfair burden. That's going to be the biggest part of his growth. We talked about it a little bit this morning, Stephen A. Right now, he's really good in the shotgun.
Yes.
He's awesome in the shotgun. That's what's best for Caleb Williams right now. I don't believe that's what's best for the Bears offense, because I don't think it's best for the run game and for the offensive line and where they block. And I don't think it's best for the timing of the pass game and the development of the play-action pass game. So, one of the parts of this story is, can he become as good from the underneath center position as he is in the shotgun? And can Ben Johnson run all of the offense that he wants with Caleb as the guy?
Yeah, but that's the compromise that has to be made, right? That's the compromise that Ben Johnson has to make. Ben Johnson has to say that this isn't just about me. This is about our team.
Right.
What's great for Caleb Williams is great for our team. And part of that is knowing what the adversity has to be. Part of that is knowing that, Caleb, I know you're not as comfortable under center, but DeAndre Swift has more space. The offensive line can get going downhill if we get under center. So we're going to need you to do some of that no matter how uncomfortable it is. And it seems that Caleb Williams is pressing himself just as hard as Ben Johnson is to get these things understood, to get the football out of his hands. With Ben Johnson, who does seem to be a young offensive genius, is going to have to figure out how this works. Is going to have to figure out how Caleb Williams plays well while allowing his offense to progress as well.
Stephen A., last word here.
Well, we got to watch Caleb Williams from the standpoint that he's going to be pressing. We need to understand why that is. When you had Eberflus, it was a different animal. In Ben Johnson, in the 3 combined seasons he had in Detroit, they were number 1 in total offense and scoring offense. So if you're Caleb Williams and all of a sudden it's struggles that's taking place in Chicago with the personnel that they've given you and the head coach that they've given you, it's going to be his fault, and he knows it. Now, one could easily argue he may have always known that, but not as much last year as it will be the case this year, and that's what it is. So we're going to find out what he's made of, plain and simple.
All right. The Bears.
November.
Okay, that's when we're giving it to?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.